Hey, I haven't done one of this in a while. I have been, I'd say, suspiciously. I've been offline for quite a while. I stopped the podcasting simply because I just felt like most of the time I was monologuing, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. I couldn't get a lot of people on to talk, and plus, I changed location, so I still haven't sorted out the studio. But I'm still interested in sharing opinions and sharing specific philosophies that I have. Because there's no point in them staying in my head. If they stay in my head, they just stay in my head. I want them to come out of my head so I have space to put new things in. The last 2 months I've been hibernating, thinking, meditating, doing all sorts of stuff, really spending a lot of time with myself. For the first time in a long time, I've actually been able to stay with me in one place. No interruptions, nothing. Just be in this space and try and come to terms with what is really going on inside and outside, of course. So, I'm about to start something very new. And the most interesting part about it is that I don't know what it is. But I know I'm going to start it. Apart from writing the book, of course, which I've started doing, I'm trying to get things going. But it's a very interesting time. I'm hoping to start doing the podcast as soon as I get a new studio, and probably do some more lives, just vibe. But today, what I want to talk about is something that I deem a bit urgent. In earlier podcasts, I talked about the preservation of wealth and the preparation for the Great Reset, and ways that I suggested that you could do that is by converting your cash or savings into hard assets, things that you can always transfer back into whatever currency they reset to, because ultimately the banks are not going to help you. And this is one of those periods where there might be a lot of confiscation of wealth, money, whatever you choose to call it. So I spoke about I spoke about the possibility of transferring most of your savings into hard assets just to make sure you have a buffer. You make sure you have some kind of a hedge against whatever is going to happen. But ultimately, the real danger right now I see comes from our thinking. And when I say our, I try not to use the word our, because I don't want to sound like, I know what everybody is thinking, or I know how everyone is thinking. That's not the point. I'm just saying, generally, the way we think, when faced with certain situations, a lot of us tend to go to where we're most comfortable. When you want to deal with situations, you go to where you're most comfortable. So I have realized that there's a lot of confusion right now. It's by design, a lot of confusion. And so I get asked some really funny questions like, what's going on and how are you dealing with this or that. I know I'm being a bit vague, but I don't want to go into any serious topic because I'm only going to be here for like 5 or 10 minutes. And so the most important thing, I think, at this point is to spend a lot of time thinking about the best version of yourself and how to become that version, what steps you need to take. And it requires brutal honesty. It requires really taking a look at that person in the mirror and assuming that everything that is going on, you are part or fully to blame in your life and around. That's what I'm doing. And then you can really evaluate what aspects of your character you need to improve on, and how to relate that to all other aspects of your life, business, work. Because the thing is, when the core at its foundation is good, then everything that actually builds on the core tends to stand the test of time. The theme that I started 2021 with was better world deserves better people. I still stand by that. But at a point, or we're at the point where we have to redefine, I have to redefine, you can join me too, what exactly I mean by better person. It's very confusing because there's a thought that came to my head today. As I was saying, in a world full of religion, we have, I think there are about 1,000 religions or so. The world is full of religion. There are religions everywhere. There are all kinds of religions. In a world full of religion, I'm just sending the waves back, sorry. In a world full of religion, how come there is so much conflict? It's very interesting. We live in a world that is supposedly full of religion, and most of these religions they have the same fundamental, what's the word? They have the same fundamental ethos. Love thy neighbor as you love yourself. So we have so many religions, but yet we have so much conflict. Why? It just stuck in my head today. So much religion in a world. I mean, we're talking about this world. There's so much religion in this world right now. Everybody is practicing one religion on another, and religion is just something that religion is more or less your culture, what you do, apart from, those ones that require you to actually perform certain rites and rituals. But basically, a religion is almost like something that you fundamentally do with time, energy, and with conviction. Yeah. So if all of us believe that there is God, why is there so much crisis, so much? I don't know. The world is just disintegrating into a pile of shit. And it's very sad to see that most of us keep our eyes open, and yet we're moving forward with our minds closed. Everything is routine. I don't like to be general and, curse out people and make it seem like I'm the only sane one on the planet that is insane. I'm totally messed up, just like everybody else. I make mistakes, and hell, I think I make too many mistakes. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, I don't think coming together would do anything, would fix anything. I think individually we all have to take responsibility for our thoughts as well as our actions and our speech, and then try and find, the optimum, find the best version of ourselves, and then try and live up to that. But also realize how we contribute to the crap that we see everywhere today. I mean, we're all contributing to it, whether we acknowledge it or not, whether we choose to accept it or not. We're all contributing, because if not, the world wouldn't be the way it is. Either by participation, non-participation, we're contributing to it, one way or the other. The only way corruption can thrive is if those who are subjected to a corrupt system are themselves corrupt, in one way or the other. And we all are. We've been miseducated to think like this. And I guess soul searching, quiet time, meditation, brutal honesty, they're helping me right now. I'm like I said, I'm reinventing myself. 51 years old, I'm reinventing myself. Now I'm looking for something pure, I was speaking to my guru, my friend, somebody that I respect, and she told me that there has to be more. If she's on, she would know I'm talking about her. She says there has to be more. It's not just a question of routine and life and just going through the motions and, just looking towards cashing in on a pension and dying. There has to be more. And so I'm searching for more. There has to be more relevance to my being here, more purpose towards me being created rather than just, live out the fiction. Well, I felt like talking, and I just said I'd come on and talk for a minute or two. So I hope I made some sense. If I didn't, at least you got to hear my lovely voice again. All right, so I'm going to bounce off now. I get ready for bed. Midnight story. And shout out to Masi. I haven't seen you in forever. I think you're in Canada now. And my brother from another mother. Well, you guys know how to reach me. If you want to ask me anything, send me an email, send a text, whatever. I'm always here. Always listening. How do you end this?